When you think of Australian musicians ONEFOUR and start picking apart their standout verses, what might come to mind is YP's verse on The Message.
Retaliation is a must, ain't no maybe ifs or buts. We took numerous trips around there, but lad, that's something I can't discuss.
Benny's hard-hitting verse on In the Beginning. Or Lex's complex wordplay on Lads in the Hood.
Some lads in the hood, 2-7, ring traps, get rid of 2 packs like shoe. They turn bishop and
But in terms of the most consistent and versatile throughout ONEFOUR's journey, I think JM's can take that title in my opinion. A quick recap of JM's background. He's the older brother of fellow member YP and grew up in Mount Druitt and the 2770 postcode area like the rest of the boys. He started rapping around the time Sally got into music and linked up with him via Street University's studio. You can hear him on an old track with Sally called Inner West Dis back in 2017. It's on YouTube if you want to check it out. There's also some old freestyles of his floating around where he seems to be using more of an American accent, but you can see the talent and he definitely had so much potential back then.
That sunset, listen out for that 22 cause nobody's safe when that gun checks. Wow. You talking tough with your crew about all those crazy things.
He also seems to have been with ONEFOUR since the very start, as he features on some of their earliest tracks like 2770 and Really Don't Want It. He done a short prison stint around 2018 just before the group blew up, but he said in interviews that he's learned a lot from this experience and wants to become a better role model. But if you want to know more about the history of ONEFOUR in detail, I have a 42-minute documentary on my channel, so go check that out. He started to drop his American accent and use his natural voice around the time of Shanks and Shiz, but when he really found his sound was on the opening bars of their breakout hit The Message. The first bar is iconic and the perfect way to open up a song with such a strong message, no pun intended.
JM, I'm a ONEFOUR veteran, boss on my hood cause I back my section.
He then backed it up with another solid verse on their track, Spot the Difference. While I don't think he had the standout verse on either track, I think he was easily the most consistent and brought a new energy to the tracks. He sounded more mature and confident on the mic than the rest of the group. On Lads in the Hood and In the Beginning, he continued his solid run and showed plenty of conviction in his voice, which forces a listener to believe everything he's saying. Then, on Welcome to Prison, he showed the world he was able to sing melodies and flex his vocals. Another track around this time he featured on is Like We Do, where he mixed his hard-hitting, piercing lyrics with some more light singing throughout his verse. He was really starting to show his versatility and potential.
on the gang. This one's strictly for the gang. Yeah, we out here making history with a bang. Yeah, every day is free gang. Got me singing for the members, and now it's time to show where we at. I just lost 3 hitters.
I think this was one of his better verses. Even when he was on international collabs with the likes of Dutchavelli, Stormzy and Heady One, he found a way to combine his hard-hitting sound with Sydney street slang and hold his own with some of the better rappers globally. He also shines on all of his features, such as his straight-to-the-point aggressive verse on Hectic with Manu Crooks, or his feature on Anther Rose's Hot Minute, where he speeds up his flow a little and shows his fans he's able to flex about his career. He's also super versatile. Before YP and Lex both got locked up, they were the two doing most of the hooks on their songs, so when they went inside there was a big hole to fill. But JM stepped up immensely and started to take himself to a new level musically. You can hear him sing the choruses on most tracks while Lex and YP were inside. Tracks like Say It Again with ASAP Ferg and Street Guide Part 1 and 2, as well as delivering killer verses.
Up like them, cuz I suggest you start wearing a vest, lad, cuz we'll pull up banging for the said it before, I'ma say it again. All of that talk to spray your friends, everyone's saying.
He can switch up his sound and appeal to a more radio lady friendly audience if need on tracks like Commas and How We Livin'. But some of my favourite stuff is when he gets introspective and reflective on songs, and transits from rapping to singing, just like on Heartless and Leaving off their Against All Odds EP. If you listen to every song James has been on, he finds a way to stay consistent and adapt to every style of music and never leaves his fans disappointed. I think even without ONEFOUR, James would have had a very strong and healthy career as a solo artist. I look forward to seeing what he gives us on ONEFOUR's debut album, and who knows, down the track we might even see a solo mixtape from JM's. What do you all think JM's best verse is, and do you agree with him being the most consistent? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.
Just save it for the streets, and if you ain't gay, don't talk to me, just let the scoreboard speak. Fucking pussies.